I'm Dan Salzer with Plymouth State Broadcasting, here today with Plymouth State men's ice hockey head coach Craig Russell. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Tough start to the season, a 6-4 loss at Utica on Saturday. You guys got the first goal of the game, but seemed to play catch-up from there. What are your thoughts from the first game?
Well, the first goal happened as kind of a fluke thing that Matt Volanino just kind of stepped into a loose puck and found the 5-hole through a screen. So, I mean, that's lucky, and it's good for us to get a bounce on the road, but then a couple of subsequent penalties after that to put them up on a 5-on-3, obviously with their home crowd being what it is, was crucial for them to score, and they got two. So, good on them. We were able to come back and tie it on a 5-on-3 of our own, and then we just made some really big mistakes with our power play, managing the puck through the neutral zone. We forced a lot of passes through traffic that really killed us in our offensive zone, and two of those led to goals for them. So, again, just managing the puck better has kind of been our thing this week so far, and hopefully we can carry that in Thursday.
Speaking of special teams, penalties seem to be an issue for the Panthers. 13 penalties for 34 minutes. Do you chalk that up to kind of how would I say it, just first season, beginning of the season jitters, or just a physical play that happened against Utica?
It was a physical game, no question. I think this is something our fans need to get used to. There's some new points of emphasis that the officials are concentrating on this year, and I remember when the obstruction stuff kind of came to the fold about 10 or 12 years ago, and we were about 10 to 14 penalties a night. So I would expect to see that until probably around Christmas, when the players and the officials can kind of meet in the middle and try to figure out exactly what's going to be called and what's not going to be called on any given night. So it's just a change of flow to the game. Special teams are just going to mean a lot more at the end of the day, and that's exciting for fans. So we're ready for the challenge.
Chris Zuccaro back on the roster after missing the second half of last year due to academics. Had a great game at Utica, had an assist, 4 shots, but was very crucial in the faceoff dot, 15 to 22. What can be said about his play to start the year?
Chris is a fantastic centerman. He plays a 200-foot game. He's big, he's strong, he's tough. He blocks shots. He does it all. He's not the typical playmaking center, but he's a utility guy. He can play in every situation, and he does for us. But he's just so big on draws, and he's usually operating at about 75 to 80% on any given night. So, without him the other night, we're probably about 35% on draws, but with him in the lineup, we were about 56 to 58% for the night. So, that's a decent night on the road against a good team that had a lot of size in the circle. So, but at the end of the day, face-offs are a team stat, and we've got to get help from our defensemen and our wingers coming in to help our centers too.
Next, Evan Morelli, 6 goals on 24 shots. Would you chalk up his play to, again, first season jitters, lack of experience as a sophomore, playing behind Gordon Caesar last year, not getting much playing time, or is it just that overwhelms of power plays against the Panthers?
Boy, I think it's a little bit of everything, to be honest. I think Evan mentally prepared himself maybe a little bit too much for the game instead of just relying and playing to his strengths, relying on what he can do well. And the guys played hard in front of him, and he fought it the whole way too. And he had a good third period. He made some nice saves, and he made some nice saves in the first 2 periods as well. It doesn't tell that with 6 goals in 2 periods, but he definitely kept us in when the game was pretty close along the way. So I'm not disappointed with his game. There's definitely some room for improvement, but he's only a sophomore. It's going to take some time. We've got some guys behind him that are ready to go as well. So I like our depth at the goaltender position, a little bit of unfamiliar territory where we've been in the past, having a go-to number 1 guy. But, I think at the end of the day, one of the guys that are going to get the pipes over the next few weeks are going to really take it and run with it.
Lastly, Coach, Stonehill Skyhawks come into town. You faced them at home last year in a 3-1 loss in your second home game of the season. What do you expect to see from Stonehill on tonight, and how do the Panthers get the W?
They had a lot of experience last year. They had a huge senior class. I think they had 13 or 14 seniors. They have played in our rink before in a home opener. They knew exactly what to expect from the atmosphere. Their goalie was a freshman, and he was absolutely lights out against us. And he was like that all year last year, and he was like that the first 2 games this year. So I expect him to be their X factor. Obviously, they don't bring the experience, having a lot of freshmen to replace those seniors. So we know that their goalie is going to be their X factor, and we're just going to have to solve him at the end of the day. We dominated the play for 60 minutes last year and lost by 2 goals. So, there's a little bit of redemption on our end. We're a little bit sour from that one because that spoiled our perfect first semester at 10-1. So, we really want to get the win on Thursday in front of our home crowd and really get things going on the right foot.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Thanks very much.